If dreams were etched in stone, you'd find them here at Hampi, a World Heritage Site, a city of ruins, probably the most captivating and historic sites in all of South Asia, packed with palaces, temples, market streets, fortifications, and an abundance of ancient monuments. Hampi takes you through a sojourn into the past. There are so many sites to check out while you're at Hampi. I'm starting off with one of the main attractions, the musical attraction, the Vitala Temple. Even before you get near the monument, you are completely taken in by the vast, expansive beauty of the Vitala Temple. This is the famous Vitala temple, known for its glorious 56 pillars of music. It was here that once the sun set, the worship of Lord Vishnu would begin and the music would resound right through these hills. This temple was built in the 15th century during the rule of Sri Krishnadevaraya, and it still looks just as glorious and beautiful as it did in the past. This is the magic of the Vitala temple. This hall here, known as the Sangeeta Mantapa or the Music of Hall, is made entirely of granite, including the smaller pillars that you see here. These pillars are able to create the music of the veena, the mridangam, the tabla, the jalataranga, just to name a few. And there are 56 pillars of these. You can imagine that the science and the thinking that went behind each of these pillars, not just the art, but the sound that they're able to produce, the exact marking and everything that the maker of this place has managed to bring together. Inside there is the Hall of Dance, which is where all the cultural dance happen, again in worship of Lord Vishnu. It's unbelievable when you're standing here and you're looking at this. You just can't help but marvel at the absolute genius of this temple. I'm standing right here next to the stone chariot, a temple built as a chariot on wheels. It is absolutely lovely. This structure is considered a monolith, but is actually 7 slabs of stone put together, carved intricately and painted in herbal colors back then. It is actually a temple of Garuda, the bird, which was the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. Everywhere you go, every corner in Hampi that you turn to becomes a perfect picture postcard. I'm at the Virupaksha temple right now, dedicated to Lord Shiva and his consort goddess Padmavati. This is one of the oldest temples that's still in active worship. It was started back in the 7th century AD. The Chalukya emperors also paid their respects to Lord Shiva here, and so did all the emperors from the Vijayanagara era. As I said earlier on, this is one of the oldest temples that's still in active worship, and every king who has been in this area has added to this place in some way or the other. To start off with, in the 7th century AD, those temples were probably built by the Chalukyas, the pyramid-like structure behind me. And here, the main temple itself, the Virupaksha temple, the first Gopura there was built by Hakka in the 14th century. This really big one was built by Praudadevaraya, and the one in the middle was built by Krishnadevaraya during his coronation, adding not just to the charm of this place, but also sort of to the magic. And I guess every king who's come here has built something, either a Gopura, a small temple, an idol, not just to add to the spirituality of the place, but also to the power of his own kingdom. This is a great location to be at. If you just want to take in the wide and vast expanse of Hampi, you're sitting at a structure built back in the 7th century by the Chalukyas, looking at the Virupaksha temple built by the Vijayanagara Empire. And well, you know, it's just such a fantastic way of appreciating Hampi, because there's a bit of the great architecture that we know of Hampi. The fact that the entire scenic view of the rocks is fantastic from here. You get to see a bit of the Tungabhadra and Anegundi on the other side. It truly is one of those places that you want to keep coming back to. Now this of course is the regular terrain of Hampi, all these rocks and boulders. I've gotten quite familiar with it and I'm also really fond of it. And look what I come upon. Paddy fields, coconut trees, right in the middle of all these rocks. It just looks so beautiful. A green patch of cultivation amidst what is classically Hampi. This is the Janana enclosure, and what an absolutely wonderful spot. The idea is that the Queen spent her summers here with all her women. This area was only for women. What you see there behind me is the Queen's Palace, or at least it was the Queen's Palace. And you have 4 watchtowers all around to make sure the Queen and her friends were completely secure. And this absolutely lovely lotus-like building behind me is known as the Lotus Mahal. This is where the Queen took her nap in the afternoon. Now what a wonderful way to have a siesta. Another huge attraction in Hampi are all the excavated sites. There are quite a few, and this one is probably one of the most prominent of them. The entire area is the King's Palace, excavated about 20 years ago. This used to be the King's living quarters, and this used to be his assembly. This is where he addressed his people. This assembly hall actually had 100 pillars. Can you imagine? It must have been absolutely fabulous. And in the far end there used to be the Mahanami Dibba, where the king and his family would go up and greet the idol of the goddess. And this area where I'm standing right now is where the king sat to address his subjects. I can tell you, it feels like a mighty powerful spot. I feel like the king of the world. Or is it queen? I'm going to go with king. It sounds more powerful. I'm the king of the world. I'm at what's known as the Pushkarni, which means the holy pond. And as I was walking down the stairs, I was thinking to myself, I am so grateful to whoever built this structure, because it's one of those images that captures your imagination and stays with you for a lifetime. The only word I can think of is beautiful, and even that seems like it's not enough. What a lovely idea, a step tank to reach the water where royalty rather would go and have a dip before they went to the Lakshmi temple that's just ahead. Apparently during the time of Diwali, as a lead up to Diwali, the entire tank would be lit up with oil lamps, and I must say, I can imagine how absolutely splendid it must have looked. I just feel completely at peace sitting here at the Pushkarni.